I'll just start. Yes, so we just wanted to tell you that we started it as a CAS project. It's called STEMinist, and it basically aims to provide young women aspiring to be like in the STEM field with resources, expertise, and advice. So we thought that you would be a great person to interview because you've been in the STEM field and for so long. So
Thank you
uh,
so much.
yeah, so I think we'll just start with the interview, Brinda.
Okay. So, to start with, ma'am, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What all you studied, how long you've been in physics or in the STEM field, if you've done other things as well.
Uh, Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to speak and reflect on my journey. As a learner, I'll still say. So, ever since I was a young kid, since then, maybe I didn't know the meaning of individual subjects, but yes, I was ignited um, by the things around me, and gradually when I was small, your age, that time computers started, right? So technology came much later, but yes, science and maths were definitely the key pillars in my journey as a student. And then after schooling, I have done my masters from IIT, so that gave me a lot of exposure. In fact, my teacher in my grade 11, 12 was one of the pioneers who guided me towards physics. My sir also in chemistry, he was the one who reinforced that yes, new opportunities, new avenues were opening, but still I wanted to pursue pure sciences instead of pushing myself towards engineering only. Then I have been into the field of research for quite a long time. I have worked in various labs other than IIT Delhi, where I have my guide also. So she was, again, she's a lady. So she was the next lady who inspired me that yes, in this field where it is governed by men, how women have to make a mark for themselves. And let me tell you, in at that point in time when I joined under her, she was the only lady in the physics department. And she definitely made a mark by getting very good projects under Department of Science and Technology. And lot of accolades she got during her tenure. I'm still in touch with the ma'am. So, under her guidance, I worked in various labs. In IT BHU, also, I have worked in the material science lab. I have done a lot of experiments there also. Then, Nuclear Science Center, which is now no longer named as Nuclear Science Center. It is some Ayuka lab now, which is in Delhi in Vasant Kunj. I have worked there also, did a lot of my experiments there. So it gave me a good time to reflect on my journey in STEM. And since then, I have not looked back. I have been into teaching, teaching undergrads, teaching school students. School students, I had to take a deliberate decision because being a mother, it is not just my journey as a woman. Being a mother, I thought this is the way I can take care of my child also, and without losing my professional interest also. So, and since then, I've been teaching. I've been teaching physics and computers. I have taught computers also. And research, yes, whether it is research at the with students who are high schoolers or students who are in the undergrad. Definitely postgrad I have not taught because there I needed more commitment. But into research, I have still been involved in certain ways. So yes, this is my entire journey as a STEMinist, if you may say so.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. So, yeah, the next question you've already covered a bit, but it is how did you get introduced to the STEM field? What invoked your interest in it?
Um, my school teachers definitely they ignited that spark in my college. There was a sir, and I happened to meet him last year. He is my role model. And then HC Verma sir, who taught me not just to teach or enjoy physics, but how to teach also. I have learned from him. So he's my mentor, and I happen to with him very closely on in various workshops and various like recently I was part of National Anveshika Experimental Skill Test, where I was one years. So I had to go to Kanpur also for the final round, but my family commitments were there, so I could not go. Definitely, these are the people who have made a deep mark in my journey towards teaching and learning. So I give credit to all these people, other than my guide, Dr. Ratmala, Professor Ratmala Chatterjee now. So these are the people who have left a deep mark in my journey.
So, in an industry that is dominated by men mostly, what exactly made you choose or inspired you to choose STEM as a career? And was there, you've already mentioned this, but um, what was it that really inspired you to do so? Like, was there a specific instance, something that happened?
Yes, I would share a couple of instances when, as I told you, my guide was the sole lady, and I was her sole research student under her at that point in time. And I'm talking of way back in 1995, 96, prior to your birth, right? So that is a time when I had to, my research was an experimental one where I had to go to the labs of NPL, also National Physical Laboratory. And as I told, Nuclear Science Center also I visited. So to get the work done, what I learned from her, and this again, I give due credit to her only, the perseverance that if it is my work, I have to have the perseverance and determination to keep things moving, because in government labs, things don't work the way they may happen in the private labs. So, like Nuclear Science Center, you have to take a booking. Suppose you want to plan an experiment, you have to take a booking, and it may take nearly an year for you to do that. Right. So that perseverance and determination and grit that was needed, I I got to acquire that from her. I was not this determined to begin with. Yes.
Yeah, so our next question is that according to you, why should women join the STEM field? This industry is growing really big, so what is the need for women in the industry?
See, if we take the data, because we have a lot of work in STEM happening in India, in which women are part of it, whether you talk of the Mangalyaan mission, where it was mainly dominated by the women. But due uh, credit, if I may say so, sorry, but the industry is definitely driven by male only. The numbers, the statistics says that worldwide also, that if we look at the Nobel prizes won by the women are close to around 20, and men have close to 600. So the ratio, the gap is very wide, right? It is not that the women, just that they may not get that kind of exposure, that the journey may start little early for them. But definitely I think that now governments across the world, Indian government as well as worldwide governments, are doing a deliberate attempt to give opportunity to women to make a mark in the field of STEM.
So, continuing that forward, So STEM is can seem like a very daunting industry because of how because of the presence of men that dominates it. So what are some of the challenges that you faced, and how did you overcome them?
Okay, so for this, again, I'll give you my research example only where the labs were open 24 hours. We could go to the lab any time of the day, in the night, anytime. However, um, like for safety reason, it was not considered that we should go too late in the night. And in my research experience at ITBHU, I was told that after 9, I cannot work in the lab, whereas a men folk can. There the gender came that being a girl, you cannot stay for so long. So those were, but that is way back, I think 25 years back. So I think things are changing now, and we are opening our mindset. But yes, I have faced challenges there also, but then I made a way for myself by looking at the slots where without compromising on my safety and security, I could do the experiment. But yes, these were the challenges faced, that working very late in the labs was a challenge faced, especially in the experimental field.
Yes, ma'am. And that brings us to our last question. So, as a STEMinist and as a teacher and as a researcher, what advice do you have for aspiring scientists and aspiring STEMinists?
I would say, if you have interest, first you have to look for your true interest. And if you have interest, then you must have that perseverance and determination to pursue your dreams. No dream is small or big. Um, you should have that commitment to work towards it. That is something that I have followed as a STEMinist all my life so far. As a teacher, as a learner, I've been following that.
Yes, ma'am. So I think that brings us to the end of our interview. We'd just like to thank you once again. I think it was a wonderful conversation. And thank you so much for giving us this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Mihika and Rinda, for making me reflect on my journey so far. Because now with the teaching, I think I somewhere forgot that yes, I have done those kind of research where I did publish a couple of my research paper in the journals also. So thank you so much. Thank you. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
ma'am. Bye.
Bye.